Right then guys, welcome to the channel. Here we are, intake MTL RTA. Right, usual goings on the box. Take the sleeve off and then we've got Augvape written on that white box. Shake it to open it. Right, you do get a spare glass tank. That one holds 4.6 ml of e-liquid. There's your instruction pamphlet with your specifications in. You also get 3.1 millimeters with the straight glass. There's your spare parts bag, and we do get a selection of O-rings. You get a couple of cores in there, and we also get some grub screws and 2 spare inserts. Right on the top you got a 510 fitting, a drip tip. That's what we're looking like through there, so a nice reduced bore. I haven't measured that bore, but it's very much like a mouth-to-lung size bore. Quick look on the bottom there, we've got Mike Vape's logo there, we've got Augvape on the bottom, we got gold-plated it looks like a gold-plated stainless steel pin with the peak insulator surrounding it. So make sure that's protruding if you're going to be using it on a hybrid, of course. So a nice bit of design work going on here. I do like the look of this tank. I think it's pretty neat. Intake MTL was written on the side. It's etched into it. No problems with the finish on here at all. There's your AFC ring, and you've got a little bit of design work at the top as well. So you just grab hold of that quarter turn bayonet fitting top cap. So there's your gasket, and then you've got your 2 lugs there which marry up with the lugs on the deck there. So there's your filling ports and the airflow hole. There's your gasket. Right, the AFC ring does pull off just like that, and air comes in through the top. You can either have a single hole or you can have the Cyclops hole, and you need to put the AFC ring on back using that lug as a guide. Just put it on in the right place and then it should spin freely. So yeah, lots of adjustability. We'll talk about that a bit later on. So you can either select single holes, or you can have a range of holes just like that using the Cyclops bit. If you go a bit further, it just starts opening up single holes instead. So that's the biggest hole there, and you work your way down to the smallest hole. So put your top cap back on just like that. Unscrew your base, and the quick look inside of there. So you got a spinny light, looks like a peak insulator in there as well. That's for you marrying up with the doodahs. The post will show you those in a minute. Unscrew your top cap like that. You can feel down the sides on this one. So that goes around the side of the chimney, the juice does, whereas the air goes through the centre, through those holes there instead. And then you look at the deck and you see we've got a bit of a GTA style going on. So the juice comes down the edge of the tank and then up under there where the cotton ports, the wicking ports are. The tubes are where the airflow goes, and then it works its way underneath the core where you can just see that small little pin that we got there that is removable. Right, so only one direction. These are reverse threaded, guys, so you have to go anti-clockwise to undo it with this one, where it's normally the other way round. Talk about that later on. So yeah, the inserts are removable. They do come with 5 in the box, but on the pre-production samples they only come with 3, so you get a nice range from, I think it's like 0.8 up to 1.8 or 1 mil up to 1.8, something like that. Easy to undo, just do that. A little bit of a pain getting back in, so I'm not going to take this one out, especially not on camera, but easy to do, guys. Right, for the build we got a 3-core parallel fused Clapton, should come into about 1.2 ohms this one, from Nature Vape, of course. So do check out naturevape.co.uk if you want to pick yourselves up some. Right, so the reverse threading, so to tighten it up we are going to be doing it anti-clockwise with this. Right, when you've snipped off your leads, just push them in around the post. You don't want to interfere in the chimney when you put that back on. Then we can pulse the core. I like to space mine, so I like to just give it a little tug on each side. That helps get rid of hot spots as well, and it also creates a slightly spaced core, which is what I prefer. Right, there we go. That's the sort of height we got, a couple of mil above the airflow hole, and we can get the cotton in now, but just make it glowing evenly from the inside out first. Right, so to cut it down, you can have it to the deck on this one, because it's mouth-to-lung. You're only going to be vaping between like 5 and 20 watts. So just have it so it's just poking through the wicking ports, and you can have it resting on the deck if you wish, or I have it somewhere near the bottom but not quite. If you're using like a direct-to-lung vape, it's best to keep the wick shorter, but with a mouth-to-lung it's not quite so much of a problem because you're only putting 10-15 watts through it. But there you go, make sure you've got nicely raked out cotton. You don't want it rammed full of cotton in there. You need it to help it wick up. You need to have it nice and brushed out so it looks nice. If it's snagging, you've got too much cotton in there. Right, juicer up then. Put your top cap back on, and this is where you check your resistance. Doesn't really matter what position, it will find the holes. Just spin it around and then go backwards, forwards, catch the threads. Jobs are good, and then you can fill it up. Like I say, this one holds 3.1, I believe, which is more than adequate for a mouth to lung, so I haven't been bothered with the bubble tank myself. Get your juice on, bayonet cap on, and that's it, guys. So let's go up top now and I'll give you my thoughts. Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Right, thanks for tuning in. You've already watched the unboxing and the rebuild of the Augvape mouth to lung RTA. Now this one was kindly sent over from Augvape for the purpose of this review, so big thanks to Fiona for doing that as ever. Right, so this one has obviously been co-designed by Mike Vapes. We've had the intake RTA, we have the intake dual RTA. Both of those are pretty decent RTAs, but this is the first mouth-to-lung type RTA that Mike Vapes has gone down. So yeah, I was really interested to try this one out because he has got a little bit of history with making vape products. Right, so let's start off with fit and finish, build quality and all of that jazz. Right, it's very well put together. Augvape, generally their machining and fit and finish is generally very good, and this is no exception. We've got no rough edges around here. Lovely finish in the stainless. Let's put my cover on the... We got the Paradox here, the Aspire Paradox, and I think it looks pretty beaut, this combination. But I will take that plate off again. I have to use a tool because I've got no nails, but we will be adjusting the wattage and stuff throughout the review. But yeah, the top cap, nice bayonet top cap on here. It works very well. I could have done with a little bit of roughness around there though to help you grip it, because when it's a bit juicy, sometimes you might find it a little bit hard. It's not too hard at all, but you know what I mean? Just a little bit of that nerding you get sometimes around there to help you grip it. The same goes for the AFC. Now, if you get juice in your fingers, I find this a raw pain in the arse. It is quite easy to spin, but sometimes if you do it in slightly the wrong place, it just seems to slip. So you just got to get it in the right place and it'll work. See, at the moment, it's not spinning very well, but yeah, that's the thing actually, because one of the O-rings that comes with it, that clear one at the top, I've actually changed over for the black one that's in the package, because I have been sent one of the first batch, the pre-production samples, because I've only got 3 airflow inserts with mine as well. I think it's a 1.4, 1.2, well, I've basically got 3, and I've tend to prefer the smallest one. Not sure if it's 1 mil or 1.2, but I do believe the actual post-production ones, the ones that are on sale, there's 5 different inserts ranging from 1 to 1.8, I do believe. I will try and find out and put it in the description so you can look under the video later on. But yeah, the threads on here are very nice. We got a lovely bit of doming going on in there. Interesting build there because it's obviously like the intake series, so you do have the pipes traveling from the top, so you do get top airflow, but it does work its way underneath the coil, which is awesome because you don't get any leaks with a top airflow tank, and this is no exception. So the O-rings are very nice on this particular one. I've had no leaking whatsoever, unlike my Druger RTA, which I've had a few little problems with. But yeah, we got the etching on the chimney there, intake MTL. It's only in stainless, so it doesn't stick out too much, so I do like that. I do believe it comes in probably a black and a gold as well. I'm not sure about other colours at this time though. So build quality, the screws on here are pretty decent as well. One thing to point out though, when I first got this, I didn't realise it was reverse threaded, and I basically was screwing with all of my might, chewed the screws up to buggery, and I emailed Fee over at Augvape, and I said, I took a picture and said, this is this shit, I can't get the screws out. So she comes back and says, it's reverse threaded. Now, sometimes it does pay to look at the introductory video, because I do believe that Mike Vapes said that on there. And I do believe it's something to do with she said it was to do with the designer. He said it was easier to screw up with it like that. But it does take a little bit of getting used to, though, because when you screw something down, to undo, you do it anti-clockwise. To do up, you do it clockwise. So you've just got to get your brain orientated around the right way. But once I knew it, I thought, oh, you numpty. So I had to take the spare screws out and put the other ones in. So that's what we got in here. But the screws are pretty strong, in fact, if you do it the right way round and don't try and do it the opposite way that threading goes. But anyway, that's that out of the way. Let's have a little toot on it then. So, like I said, I have tried all three inserts. Like, to be honest, the I can't believe I remember what size I've got. It's either the 1.6 and 1.4 and 1 mil, something like that. But the two slightly bigger ones, I was finding I'm not getting a true mouth-to-lung vape. So for me, the smallest one that I've got, I think it's 1mm, works the best. So I can't really do airflow ratings, but all I can say is like the 1.6 or 1.8 one is quite airy. It's a loose mouth to lung, and it's not really going to give you a really tight vape if that's what you're after. Even if you do rock it down to one hole open on there. But I do like the airflow control, the fact that we've got 5 holes there, and you can also have the multi-holes open if loose or restricted direct to lung is your bag. Mouth to lung tanks, I always use one hole open, and I tend to use one of the smaller holes. I've got the very smallest hole with the smallest insert on it. So what have we got on there? I tend to rock it around 11 or so watts, to be honest. I don't like a mega hot mouth to lung vape. So we'll start off with that on the Paradox. You can just hear the crackle. I need a little bit more. 13. You get a really decent mouth to lung draw on this one. I might just open that air hole up a little bit if I can bloody move it. See, it's not working for me now. I've just put it up to the second one. Like I say, when you've got the smallest insert in, it doesn't really do that much, because I could go all the way over to the other side, have them all open like this. You are getting a little bit more airflow, but yeah, basically what you've got coming under the coil gives you the restriction on a tank like this, but you can fine tune it up or down using the AFC. So like I say, I like using either the smallest one or the second and third hole. Here's the third hole. Nice, quiet, smooth draw on this, and you can hear a little bit of crackling where that's the e-liquid wicking up. So nice and easy to wick this one if you just follow what I did down below. Doesn't matter if you've got your cotton legs touching the base, because it's mouth to lung, you're only vaping it about 10 to 20 watts. But let's just do one more drag. We'll put the wattage up, because I know some people like doing mouth to lung at crazy wattages, so put up the 20. For me, it tries to do direct to the lung. It's too many watts. So I've got a 1.25 ohm coil in here, mind. If you've got a 0.6 or something, you could probably do 20, no problems at all. But I just think a higher ohm coil, 11 to 13 watts, something like that, get a really good vape from this. A little bit of clouds there as well. I've got some 60-40 in here, 60 VG, 40 PG, and it is a blackcurrant aniseed from best cig liquid. I got this a week or two ago. It's probably not quite steeped enough yet, but it is a very good flavour. It really suits mouth to lung. I put a little bit of WS23 in it as well. But yeah, I've obviously tried other flavours in here that have been steeped, and it is really good. I really do like the flavour from this one. I would give it a good 8 to 8.5 out of 10 for a mouth to lung tank. So yeah, it's one of my better ones. I think it looks very stylish, especially on this Paradox. We'll just put it on another mod for you. It is 24mm, I do believe, in diameter. Just bought this one the other day, the Cool Vapor. What's it called? The Tackit Mini, and I've got it in 18350 mode. So this has got a MOSFET in it, and let's have a little puff with this. Because we've got a 1.25M core though, it's basically not giving me many watts at all, that one. I'll have to work it out, but it's probably doesn't even feel like 10. Better off putting like something like 0.8 or 0.9 on here, but I just thought I'd show it off because I got this one from Everson for £8 with, and you get the 18650 tube with it as well. So you can just take this all apart and put the other tube on. So cracking little device for for £8, I should say, but it fits the intake absolutely perfectly. Are you going to focus for me? But yeah, this one is decent mouth to lung tank, this one, guys. I think everything's as it should be on here. We got top airflow so we don't get leaking as well. Build quality is very good. Flavours on point, and the airflow is nice and smooth, and it gives me a nice hit using this one. So this one does get a huge thumbs up from me. It's not my best tank, mouth to lung tank though, but I probably will still use it because I like the fact that it doesn't leak, and I do like the draw you get from it. But I do reckon the Aries 2 might be slightly better. What other ones have I got recently? Got this Yids one actually. I've put it in the K1 stealth kit. This little tank here. Probably review this one in the new year. I like that one. What else have we got? I can't think of anyone. The Pioneer, that's the one. And I've just bought the K-Fun Prime as well. But do check out my next show because I will probably show it off on there, which is Meltdown in Lockdown, which is on a Saturday live show. I usually do my live reviews all over on that show these days, but I'm just putting out a couple on normal video just for time purposes because we got Christmas coming up, etc. But yeah, decent little tank, this one. So big thanks for Augvape for sending over for review. Big thanks to you lot for watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. New to the channel, new around these parts, if you want to see some more of this, then please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and then you'll be notified of when my next video will be up. But do remember, guys, every Saturday 3 PM is my Meltdown in Lockdown live review show. So that's where it is these days, guys, just for the fact that I haven't got much time anymore to do these reviews. So I would appreciate if you could try and tune in live. If not, the replays you can catch afterwards. I normally put timestamps in the description for you. So hope you're all staying well, staying safe, I should say. Have a Merry Christmas to all and a Happy New Year. So until next one, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, cheers.